So if anybody has any questions about whether it's going to be recorded or not, yes, I do record. I tend to like to do that for my own benefit, maintain my own sort of records, if you will. But excuse me. But tonight I'm with y'all because we're going to talk about divergence, um, reversals, and entries. So, with that being said, I guess basically I want to start out by initially saying that you're probably in one of the best places to be to learn how to trade. Leo has made this program very simple to understand, very easy to digest. There's not a lot of information. It just requires a lot of you doing the work. And so with that being said, you certainly have to put in your chart time doing the number of things that you need to do in order to be successful as a trader, be it part-time or professional. Okay? That's one of the things that I can't stress enough. I mean, I think some of y'all have, if you've been in here long enough, you've read my story. I posted it in the group. So I'm not going to recap that because that's not why we're here. The thing of the matter is, I do just want to stress that don't get frustrated if somebody came in at the same time as you and you don't get it and they did. Everybody moves in their own time and their own season. So also with that being said, just keep pressing forward. 2020 is a new year. It's the year of clear vision. So certainly be encouraged. Continue to do the studying that you're doing. Continue to do all of the watching the videos, taking very good notes. That's one of the things that I stress to a lot of people when the questions get asked about what they do and what they don't do. And sometimes taking the notes is what I see a lot. And a lot of you are not taking good notes. You're not taking snapshots of your trades. You should be trying to create your own personal playbook so you have information that you can reference to when you're doing your analysis on whatever pair that you trade. Okay, so with that out of the way, I think that's kind of one things I wanted to sort of stress. Now, mind you, like I said, I'm going to keep this real brief. We're going to only talk about the topic at hand. I'm not going to talk about a whole lot of other things. We're going to talk about divergence, reversals, and entries. So right now, what you see on your screen, since everybody said that they could see my screen and hear my voice. All right, what we got here? Okay, I'm not really sure who's asking the questions, but I'm not about to do the question and answer right now. So if you want to type your question in, that's fine. I got a couple of moderators that are coming. They'll try to keep track of your questions. But right now, I'm not answering questions. I'm just trying to teach. That's the only way that this is going to work. In terms of, I have probably posted this more times than I probably should have. I actually suggest that you all go and look through these advanced traders, including myself. Go and look through their timeline in the group and look at their posts. Because trust me, they've probably posted something that a question you might have, and I'm not saying that you waste a post by posting, but at least search for it first. Search for it. Somebody, trust me, has already answered that question, did a video, something. And so I challenge you all to certainly go and look at what I've posted because I tend to share. I'm not one of these greedy, selfish people, people that I connect and associate with. I want you to win. But anywho, one of the things that I see a lot of people get really tied up and confused and frustrated about is counting levels. Now, I know Leo's program calls for that, and I adhered to that when I first joined, just like many of you. And I thought I needed to learn how to count the levels to um, to figure out how to make our trades. But me being the individual that I am, some of you know me, some of you don't. That doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna go into all of that. But I always like to try to find a more simpler strategy to this. And I've posted about it in the group. Now, whether you read it and tried to demo it, back test it, or whatever, that's totally up to you. The information is there. I'm going to point this out very quick. A trade begins and ends with divergence. Okay? Here to here. There. Now, there's that divergence. Now, mind you, of course, y'all can see it. This is daily time frame. So if you can notice, recognize this divergence, and if you've got the TDI, RSI, and I don't know, I don't use any other indicator, but if you use MACD and if it can show you divergence, then so be it. Whatever your instrument indicator of choice that'll help you identify divergence, I suggest that you go back the rest of this weekend and practice looking for it. Now, like I said, mind you, this is the daily time frame, but this could be any time frame, daily, 4 hour, 15 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute, doesn't matter. Does not matter, because divergence, when it presents itself, it'll present itself. So when you see that you've got a higher high in price and a lower low in your oscillator, your indicator, be it RSI, TDI, whatever, that's your first move right there. That's your first indication that the market is going to reverse. And all you get from that point forward is this bearish move. That's what you get. You get a bearish move. Now this move here went over the course of a few days. Oh, well, a few months actually, because this is the daily. So as I said, if this was any other time frame, the move begins here and it ends here. I don't know if you can see that one all that well. Maybe I should make that one a little bolder. There. There is your divergence right there, beginning to end. I didn't have to count a level. I'm not suggesting that, if you want to count levels, count your levels. I mean, you'll find yourself frustrated and you'll miss your move, and then you'll just get in the group and then you'll say, oh, wow, I missed my move, blah, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. This is the very reason why I'm telling you counting levels does not matter. It does not matter. It's relevant. Here's your move. You saw the divergence. You got your W right here. This is your W. Let me find out. Oh Lord, I'm messing up my stuff. Okay, I'll fix that one later. But here is your move. You've got there, and let me point this out as well. You've got here to here. There. That's your move. There's your move. Right there. Divergence up here. Divergence up here. Trade down. Divergence here. Trade up. That's really simple. Now, with that divergence, there's your reversal. There's also your entry. Now, me personally, I don't try to jump in just right here. I look for a confirmation candle to indicate that the market is going to move in the direction of the indicated reversal. Once I see that, I get my confirmation candle. I jump in. I ride it the rest of the way down. Same thing here. Now, this is a daily candle. That's going to be a whole lot. That's not going to be that candle. Let's go down to the hour. It's going to be back here somewhere. Oh, goodness. I think I did that back in, wait. Well, I'm not going to go back that far. I can find another example of divergence. That's not hard to find. Matter of fact, let me talk about this because I want, I know y'all will get into the, like I said, the levels. You'll see level 1 here. Let me just highlight that if I can. Some folks will see this as a level 1 move. You might see this here as a level 2. Then, of course, you'll see this last little bit here, and you'll say, oh, that's level 3. Like I say, all of that will be subjective because somebody will probably not see that the same way. If that's the strategy and the way that you want to trade, that's perfectly fine. I'm not here to tell you that it's wrong. I'm just trying to tell you that it's really not necessary because any good high quality trade is going to begin and it's going to end with divergence. I've been saying that for a while. You see it when I do post trades, be it in the group or on my own business page. So to me, I like simple. The few people that I have mentored, I have shared with them that if there is a simpler way to trade. So pretty much at that point, I'm sorry, I was trying to read what somebody put it here in the post. I mean, in the chat room. Because is there anything that, because I know I realized I said I was going to do 2 sessions, but then I thought about it afterwards. I don't really think it's going to take two sessions to do this. I really don't. I mean, I'm gonna stay on here to answer your questions, and please forgive me if I feel like that I rushed through that. I certainly did not intend on doing that. I did not want to rush. I do not want to rush. I want you all to understand exactly what I'm talking about because it will, once you get that understanding, you take away some of the things that complicate and frustrate you in trying to find those high quality trades. Once you do that, you'll be fine. Yes, Josephat, I'm sorry you don't have sound. You might have to go out and come back because everybody's verified that they can see and hear. So go out and come back in because it's on your end, not mine. And yes, I am recording. And yes, I will post it so everybody can see the replay. Okay, now that's all I'm going to say about that because I'm not going to waste time on that. Go ahead, Assad. Turn your mic on. Let's turn your mic on. You can turn your mic on and ask your question. Makes it a whole lot quicker.
Earl, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Assad. How are you?
Not too bad. I want to ask you. So, if you say on daily time frame you're looking for divergence, and you enter on say on the hourly time frame, do you have to look for divergence on that time frame as well, or is it just enough on the daily time frame?
Well, just like I posted in the group yesterday, basically, if you find the divergence on the time frame that you're trading on, and most of the folks in the group will trade from the hour, enter on the 15. And just like I said in that post, if you see the divergence on the hour, you'll find your confirmation on the 15 when you go to enter. That will result in one of your confirmations. You just got to go back and back test. You got all weekend to do that. I'm telling you, I've posted it. I haven't. Well, I showed you if I go down to the lower time frame because well, it's kind of hard to mark time here. Maybe if I just use this here leg right here, maybe I can show it. That's September. Let's see if I can go down to the hour in September. Let's see if we can find that real quick, and then maybe I can illustrate that point. Let's see. It's November, October. I think somebody else had raised their hand. So just a minute, it's just a minute that I show this because I know exactly where I'm going because that move happened right here, September the 3rd, right here.
Mhm.
We got a V straight away, but there is some divergence. You know, just like a M and a W, it's not gonna always be clean. Oh, goodness. So you can't you have to start to train your eye to see what is divergence. Done it. Oh well, I guess if I was putting the right thing down, I wouldn't have this issue. There we go. Helps if I grab the right tool. There. All right. Can everybody see that? Can everybody see that? If you can see that and hear that, please put a number 3 again in the chat room because now I'm getting people saying that they can't hear. All right, so that is okay. Threes, three, three, threes, three, three, threes, all that. Good, 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 good. All right, so if you see that divergence right there, that resulted in a very high quality trade. I think I saw, I think I saw in there somebody asked me about how long do I stay in trades. Um, just the way I identify them, from divergence to divergence. I'm gonna take what the market gives me. So if the market wants to give me all of that, then I'm gonna take all of that. Um, I mean, I know, but that's me because I'm a swinger. That's my personality. Uh, I didn't get on here to knock IML, but those of you that have been in IML, you've heard that whole 10 pips and dip foolishness. I mean, what you gonna make off of 10 pips if you only got a trading account that you can trade, you know, a micro lot? What is 10 pips? I mean, I understand compounding, but come on, for real? Let's be real. How much? I mean, how long is that going to take you to compound to a trading account that's going to get you free from working your 9 to 5? Be it if you work a 9 to 5 and 10 pips, man, you'll be doing this for a lifetime. You'll never get there. You'll never get there. So um, um you know, I don't post or talk about it much in the group, and that's just out of respect of because first of all, that's not my program, it's not my group. I'm just thankful and grateful that Leo has allowed me to, act as a moderator. So I do try to stick to his methodology of trading. Although my trading rules have changed because I'm not a 10 pip and dip fella. You know, be perfectly honest with you, many of you started out just like me. Many more that's gonna come behind us. It's gonna start with whatever little money that they can put together, be it $10, $100, $200. You're not gonna, it'll take you literally another lifetime to 10 pip and dip your way to financial independence. I'm sorry, that's the fact. One thing you're gonna learn about me is I'm very honest. Sometimes some people will say I'm brutally honest, but I'm honest. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. That's not me, because again, I'm doing this because I love y'all. I want you to win. And me, myself personally, I mean, you get what you give. And I like to think of being a person of service first, because if I'm a person of service first, then my reward comes later. Okay, don't let me ramble. Anybody got another question? Just turn your mic on, ask a question, and then mute yourself back out, please.
Yeah, hey, this is Damon. Damon on Facebook. I got my middle name and say Latrell Damon first, so maybe you didn't recognize me.
Oh, Latrell. Hey,
Yeah,
what's going on, brother? Hey, I
yeah,
appreciate you
that's
joining in, man. Good to hear your voice. Go ahead, continue.
same here. All right, so I pretty much, I got a lot of, we all on the same methodology, but in my trading plan, my written trading plan, I pretty much enter and exit the way you do as well. Divergence to divergence is the simplest way to put it. But looking at here on this GU on this D1 chart, there was divergence, bullish divergence around the middle of June.
Mm-hmm.
If you were short up here around March when that bearish divergence kicked in, would you had exited when this bullish divergence had kicked in?
No, I would not. I would not. I would not, because I'm gonna tell you why. And see, now you asked me a question, so now I've got to enter a land of conflict, because what I'm gonna tell you now is not in your teaching um, in the program. If you notice here, I have my Elliott wave. That tells me if once you understand Elliott waves, that's not part of the program. I teach it in my training. When I mentor someone, I teach them about Elliott waves. I'm pretty sure I've got a couple of people in here that I have mentored. I've got a couple of people that I'm working with now. But Elliott, if you learn and understand Elliott wave, the quarter theory, if you understand those two concepts, honestly, it will take your trading to a whole entire another level. Because the market maker method is a great strategy, but it never tells you about the pullback. It tells you nothing about these pullbacks. So when you see the pullback, you freak out and then you want to get out. But if you understood Elliott wave and every element of each wave and its characteristics, which that's what I teach my mentees, I teach them this. They come with market maker method, but they leave with this. Now that's all I'm gonna say on that. So if you want to take your trading to a whole nother level, I suggest that you start doing some studying outside of just market maker method.
I got
Because
you. I understand.
Elliott wave theory has been around far longer than the market maker method. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Next question.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, this is Duke. My question is, based on this trade, looks like you were sharing with us about the divergence. Can you give us? Obviously, we can see how the market played out after that, but I guess what I'm looking for or trying to understand is what would be your top-down analysis to kind of set yourself for the confirmations on you knowing, like, okay, I see. I'm guessing divergence is coming, but I guess what you're seeing play out before you enter a trade.
Well, in terms of a top down, now, first of all, I guess I really should kind of talk on the realm of where the majority of you trade. Because, see, I don't go below the hour. I might go to the 30-minute. I have it on here because sometimes the 30-minute will paint a clearer picture. But the time frames that you see up here, these are the ones that I do my analysis on. I'm looking for the general movement of where the market is going to go, because what has happened due to bad teaching, and I got to say this really quick because I think I'm down to about 4 to 5 minutes left in this year's session. And since I've gotten into the Q&A, I guess I am going to have to do that second session. But I will, yeah, it's telling me I've got 10 minutes. So I'm going to be real brief. We're going to go out and then we're going to come back in. That's fine with everybody. If that's okay, please type a 7 in the chat so I know that y'all are cool with that. And then I'm going to continue on while y'all doing that. But believe it or not, market makers don't operate on the minute and the 5-minute and the 15-minute. That's not where they operate. I didn't get your name, sir, but that's not where they operate. The market makers are trying to make pip moves in the hundreds and the thousands of pips. So in order to understand exactly what they're trying to do, you need to look at the higher time frames. So I come up here to the higher time frames to look to see what's going on. Now, I look at the monthly. Not that I don't give any validity to the monthly, but I look to see what the overall trend is monthly. And I can see here on the TDI, we're getting into it, what we would consider into overbought territory. As I go down to the weekly, I start to get a better picture because that's closer to the time frame that I want to trade. Because as a swing trader, I do have a tendency to hold a trade from the beginning of the week to the end of the week. But that also depends on the trend. If this is a really strong trend and it's moving and it's just really trending, let me stop for a minute, because that is one of the reasons why I wanted the trend. I'm going to ask this question, but it is rhetorical, so I don't really need anybody to answer it. But if the market moves beyond those 3 levels and then most of you freak out because you don't get the reversal that you expect, then what do? You freak out and you get out of the trade and then you miss those extra pips. One of the things that I learned from, what was his name? Bill Williams. Bill Williams. He's an old school trader out of Mobile, Alabama. And one of the things that he said, and I say it all the time, I take what the market is willing to give me. I want what the market wants, and I will take what it gives me. So I don't count levels, because then all that does is just put this concept in your mind that you've got to get ready to get out. But if you understand price action, you don't need no indicator. You don't see no indicators on my chart. But that's another topic for a whole nother day. And then I get down to where I trade now. This is the daily. There's plenty pips in every candle for me to get. Just like I did a tally, 2 days. I got into the market the day after New Year's. I traded on all 4 of my trading accounts. I got in one first. Once I got the confirmation that the market was going to move just the way I had expected it, then what I did, I went in and entered positions on my other accounts. In 2 days trading between all 4 accounts, I already captured like 1,200 pips, more than 1,200 actually. Now I've used different lot sizes on different accounts. I use different lot sizes on different accounts, but the point is, I caught pips. I caught way more than 10 pips. You know, I'm not saying don't get your 20 to 50 pips when you're intraday and scalping, because that's what intraday and scalpers do. But swing traders, we're hitting for the fence. And the only way you're going to get those big pips is to catch this same pattern right here. Let me just box this up. this same pattern. You see the same, oh Lord. You see the same pattern right here. You see this same pattern down on the hour and the 15. Do you not, sir?
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry, I muted myself. Yes,
No,
sir.
that's fine. So, I mean, that's another thing that I've been trying to get everybody to see and understand. The pattern is the pattern. The pattern is fractal. There's multiple patterns within this larger pattern right here. So if you know how to trade the pattern on the lower, then you know how to trade it on the upper, on the higher time frames. Now, this is not a pitch to try to convince y'all to go from scalping to intradays to swinging. I'm not here to do that. That's not my job. How you want to trade is how you want to trade. You know, I tell people all the time, I don't tell you you're wrong, because you're not. You're just trading the way you want to trade. 4 hours now, before the new year came in, this is where I traded. I traded the 4 hour. I went to the 4 hour like a year or two ago. Same thing. You're going to find your divergence up here, like right here, for example. Here's a perfect example of divergence. Classic. Now, I know y'all remember this here. Now, unfortunately for me, this particular week right here, this was a significant event for me because, well, one, I was going through a personal medical emergency, not me, but from a member of my family. I was in this trade on the way going to see my family, but I let my thoughts and ideas about what was going on with that, I didn't want to focus on this particular trade. So I got out. I got out here, missed this whole shift candle. Now, was I upset a little bit? Yeah, because that, for me, that would have been an easy 5-figure trade, but it is what it is, because I understand the market. I knew that if the market went up, it had to come back down on a big shift candle like that. Now, I know that I'm getting way ahead of y'all because I'm talking about the divergence. When you got this big of a divergence in price, you knew nothing but it was going to come back down. I knew that. Now, if I go down to the hour, here we are right here. This right here, folks, that's your safety trade right there. Now, a lot of y'all wouldn't have took that. Why? Because that was a Sunday, Monday. This over here, this is your peak formation high. Right here at that point of divergence. That's your peak formation high. Price is already going to come down. They even started that toward the end of the week. They started that go ahead on. They're like, okay, we're going to go ahead on and get some of that back. Opened up the market, went up here. If I put the fib to that, I guarantee you this move right here is about 50 to 61.8 of this here move right here. And then they went ahead on and dropped. That's your trade. You got your divergence down here. I think a few of y'all were in the group discussing this particular move. There's your divergence here. What did the market do? Bounce back up. Now, this is the move I was waiting on. This move here is that move right there. This was my safety trade. This is going to drop. I'm expecting it to either come here or here. That's what I'm expecting. And I'm going to do okay. God darn it, I think I just deleted one of my lines. All right, well, never mind. But that is okay. I'm sorry. I went on a little tangent. Did anybody else got a question? Well, you know what? Hold on. Let's go ahead on and get out of this one here because I'm under less than a minute. I'm just gonna open up the same link. So give me 2 minutes and then come back in. Okay? Is that already? All right with everybody? If that's okay, give me a 1 or a 2, something. All right. I'll see y'all in a couple of minutes. We'll come right back in, okay? And yes, this has been recorded.